camera. Woo. Okay, guys. Morning. Morning, everyone. So, do you know what? I had completely different plans for this morning. I was going to do a couple of light-hearted videos on the Elvis Presley fan on Keough. I was going to do a couple of song reactions. We're going to do something about Keough. And then I was going to read Billy Stanley's book on defending Elvis Presley. But I've been sidetracked. So by Shauna's video last night. So I don't really know where to start. So how is everyone? Let me just see who's here. So the wife's at work. The dogs are upstairs. I'm surprised to see Nancy on because Nancy never makes our show. I always love it when Nancy comes on. Nancy, I'll give you regards to Toffee, poor little Toffee. So I send you love and regards. So who we got on? So we've got Lorna, Debbie, Tonya, Nancy, of course. Dan, morning to Dan in Canada. Tonya. So can I ask you guys, Debbie, Elizabeth, morning, Elizabeth. Karen, morning. Denise, hi, Denise. So obviously, you know, guys, a lot of you are in America, so a lot of you won't watch this till later. Half of you are in America, 20% of you are in England, then we've got Canada, Australia, and many other countries. Welcome. So I hope you got a cup of tea. Good morning to the people waking up later. Hope you had a good night's sleep because it's the middle of the night for a lot of you right now. So I know many of you will join us. Now, can I just... So this is a difficult live stream for me because I don't really know where to start. Now, I did watch Shauna's live stream, but because it was so long, because it was 2 hours, I've sort of focused in, focused out. It was, for me, it was quite a hard watch because it was so long. A lot of it was, I just lost concentration. And then I was sort of zoned back in again. So I don't remember every part of Shauna's interview, even though I have watched it all. I also watched Presley Mania's interview, which is half an hour long. Obviously, Rhonda always does a brilliant job when it comes to the court cases, you know, the lawsuits, you know, at the moment concerning Brigitte and Priscilla. She covers it better than anyone, I think. I think Rhonda is the best at covering the lawsuits, all of the legal stuff. She just does a great job. Her research is excellent. She knows how to put it across so we can understand it. I know she's going through a tough time as well, so I send Rhonda love there concerning her husband. Of course, it's heartbreaking. Hope things work out for her. So I did watch Rhonda's show as well. Found it fascinating, very interesting. There's definitely... it's a mess, isn't it? The legal issues, the lawsuits, the auction stuff, all of that, the Brigitte Kruse stuff, Priscilla, it's all a mess. Yeah. So I'm following Rhonda because she just does a great job of it. Presley Mania. I always recommend Rhonda. Even with Shauna, tenderly loving Elvis, I get on very well with Shauna. Me and Shauna do speak privately. Now, the reason I watched... yeah, she does, doesn't she, Emily? Now, the topic of now is I want to get some kind of reaction from you guys about Shauna's show. Yeah. So before I go into it, I'm not trying to bash Shauna at all. I like Shauna. I've always spoke highly of Shauna. Shauna's had a tough time with the fans. Shauna gets quite a lot of bashing and abuse. So I'm definitely not here to join in with Shauna bashing. I like Shauna. I like her show. I recommend her show. Now, it doesn't mean I agree with everything she says, because I don't. In fact, there's many things that Shauna says that I have different views on. Yeah, obviously, I'm Louis. We're defending Elvis. We take quite a strong stand on certain things. as you know, guys, I am a big fan of Riley. Now, my attitude with Riley is she's in a really mixed, complicated scenario because she has her own family, obviously husband, she's got 2 below. So Gracelands isn't the only thing in her life. She, of course, she's inherited Gracelands, and at the moment, on behalf of the twins, Finley and Harper, that must be just like a minefield. Yeah. Now remember, how can I explain it? She's lost her mum. I don't care what anyone says. If you really watch Riley's interviews over the last 5 years, she adored her mum. She absolutely adored her mum. She adored Benjamin, absolutely adored him. I mean, I don't know the relationship between Riley and the twins, but I guarantee you that Riley worships her 2 stepsisters. Yeah, Riley, Finley and Harper. I guarantee it. Behind the scenes, Riley goes out of her way to do anything she can to help Finley and Harper. I guarantee it. Now remember, Riley, hi Tony, how are you? Remember, Riley is in an impossible position because she's got grandmother, Priscilla, who every day is shocking us, surprising us with different things that are going on. We know that it's this very complex legal situation with Brigitte Kruse. Now, we know Shauna has become very close to Brigitte Kruse. Now, Brigitte Kruse has reached out to me ages ago, 6 months ago. Brigitte Kruse was trying to get me to do an interview with her a long time before Shauna even met Brigitte. My point is, we understand that Brigitte Kruse is literally going through hell. Yeah. Now, I was the first one to say that it is Brigitte Kruse. I've always known right from day one that it was Brigitte Kruse that was contacting us. I could just tell by the type of answers we were getting when we here at Team Elvis, at Defending Elvis, when we were being asked questions by Brigitte and we were asking Brigitte questions, the reply she was giving us, I knew it was Brigitte. Now, other channels were saying it's not her. That includes Shauna, that includes Rhonda. Yeah, I always knew it was her. Now, it's a complicated situation with Brigitte. Yeah, because we can't ignore the fact that there is a lot of money involved here. There is a long-standing relationship between Priscilla and Brigitte and Priscilla's family, because Brigitte, behind the scenes, has been involved in many different things. Okay, let me just read Dan's comment. So true. Riley has a lot to deal with and was thrown into this when Lisa passed, and no one should have anything negative to say about her. She's been a rock through all of it. Now, I wouldn't say it's Dan. I wouldn't put it as simply as that. I'd say no one should have anything negative to say. The more this is how I see it. We, as fans of Elvis, especially Team Elvis, we support Elvis, his grandkids. We support Lisa, her children. We support them. Now, if they make mistakes? Do they do things that we don't agree with? I think sometimes that's going to happen. I think sometimes things are going to happen with Riley and when Finley and Harper get older that we don't agree with. But we must support them. We don't have to agree with everything that's happened. Now, let me just say this. I think it's fine that we have opinions about Riley. But what I don't want, this is Louis, Team Elvis, Defending Elvis, I don't want to bash Riley. Never. I will never bash Riley, ever. I fully support Riley as Elvis's granddaughter, as Lisa's child. 100%. 100%. Now, this is the reason we're having a discussion. Because we've watched Shauna's show. Now, Shauna is there. Obviously, it's very, very important to Shauna to be doing a show where obviously Brigitte phones in. A massive part of this show that Shauna did is to show support for Brigitte. Now, this is what I say about Brigitte. Okay, please comment how you feel, guys, because this is why we're here. I'm interested on how you guys feel. Yeah, to do with Brigitte, to do with Riley, to do with Shauna, to do with Shauna's support of Brigitte. Now, this is how I feel, guys. I like Brigitte. Brigitte joined our show. She's very friendly. She's very respectful. She's very down to earth. She's very polite to the fans. She obviously wants the fans to support her. It's very clear. She's going through hell. The court case is a nightmare. Financially is scary because Brigitte stands to lose everything if things don't go her way. Now there's 3 lawsuits. 3. I know that Brigitte sort of was on the phone to Shauna and sort of laughs it off. Hi guys, gotta go, busy. I got 3 lawsuits to deal with. But the truth is, as much as people laugh it off, she's going through a nightmare. I feel sorry for Brigitte. Her family has been affected. Her child has been affected. Brigitte is a businesswoman. She didn't get into business to do lawsuits with people like Priscilla, who are very powerful. Yeah. But I have to say that Brigitte is a businesswoman. She got involved with Priscilla to make lots of money. There are auction items that may be genuine or not, that may have belonged to Elvis Presley Enterprises, to Grace, and to many other people. Rhonda, Presley Mania was talking about these items. So was Shauna was talking about where some of these items originate from. Yeah. So as much as I like Brigitte and I get on well with Brigitte and I support Brigitte up to a certain point, she's very kind on our show. She's been very respectful and friendly to Team Elvis. She's joined our show many times. I still understand that we can't just close the door on the facts. We don't know all the facts. So when we talk about Brigitte and Priscilla and the lawsuit, the door has to be open for new information. We don't know all the facts. We don't know what went on between Brigitte and Priscilla, auctioning items at GWS auctions. We don't know what went on behind the scenes when it comes to the Priscilla film. We don't really know the ins and outs of the contracts that were signed. Obviously, Brigitte has associates, 3 associates. We don't really know 100% what was agreed between Brigitte and Priscilla. And also, we don't know if there was any wrongdoing. We don't know if there was any wrongdoing. We do not know. So I keep an open mind. Where I say, I like Brigitte, she's kind, friendly, I feel sorry for what she's going through. I do believe Priscilla just changed her mind about all these contracts that she signed. I do believe that. I think Priscilla is out of order, changing her mind on these contracts. Yeah, I'm going to read your comments in a sec, guys. I do think Priscilla is out of order. She should not have changed her mind. She signed the contracts. She done the deal. Many contracts over 4 companies, I think. Priscilla should honor the contract. But we don't know what type of business was happening between Brigitte and Priscilla. We don't really know what went on. We don't know Brigitte's involvement with Elvis Presley Enterprises. We don't know Brigitte's involvement with when Priscilla contested Lisa Marie's wishes after she died. Priscilla contested that everything was going to get given to Riley, Finley, and Harper. Yeah. Now, was Brigitte involved in that, in the negotiations? We know there was negotiations with how can I say it, with Riley concerning where she gets buried, where Priscilla gets buried in the meditation garden. There were negotiations with money, $1 million. There were negotiations about legal fees and about $100,000 a year payroll, really, wages for Priscilla as an advisor to Graceland. Yeah. So Brigitte may have been mixed up in all that and may have been part of the negotiation. I've seen some evidence that Brigitte represented Priscilla in legal things. Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to bash Brigitte here. What I'm trying to say is we don't know everything that went on. We don't know. We can't fully support Brigitte because we don't know all the facts. We don't know what went on behind the scenes. We don't know what was going on with auction items, Elvis's memorabilia type stuff. We don't know. What we do, this is where we agree, guys. We agree that Priscilla is cunning, is powerful, has powerful lawyers to represent her, and that Priscilla can be very brutal, greedy, spiteful. Yeah, we know that Priscilla will double cross you, will go back on contracts. She's done it before. We know that in the past, financially, there has been some serious wrongdoing with Priscilla going way back to when the second divorce settlement, Priscilla completely around 1973, 4, 5, Priscilla just changed her mind and decided she was going to go and do a second divorce settlement, and eventually placed a debt on Graceland's to guarantee that she got her money from Elvis in installments. So we know that Priscilla can lie, can change her mind, and can double cross. Like the second divorce settlement should never have happened because in the first divorce settlement, it was agreed that Priscilla would not go back for a second divorce. Even giving up the name Presley, it was verbally agreed, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Everything I say here now is for entertainment purposes. I'm no expert, okay? It's not fact. It's my opinion, Team Elvis' opinion. This is just an entertainment show. But this is what I'm trying to say to you guys. Priscilla wasn't supposed to have a second divorce settlement. She wasn't supposed to go back for more money, millions that Elvis could not afford. Then this deed of trust was created to place this debt on, this lien on Graceland's, which guaranteed Priscilla would get all her money in installments because Elvis didn't have it. Some say that he had to sell his recording rights pre-1973 to pay Priscilla. I always say this, the reason Elvis had run out of money when he died was because Priscilla had taken it all. I've always said that. I also say this, the reason Priscilla was given almighty power to run Graceland's, to launch it as a living museum, was because of the debt that was owed to her after Elvis died. This is what gave Priscilla power. So moving forward, guys, the selling of Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of Elvis Presley Enterprises was sold. Okay. Now, I've always said I massively disagree with the fact that Elvis Presley Enterprises was sold off. We know Lisa was involved in it as well, but come on, in my opinion, Priscilla almost coerced, almost tricked Lisa into agreeing with it all. Lisa was brainwashed by Priscilla and by Scientology. Lisa felt that Priscilla was the reason this is in the early years, we're talking way back around 2000. Lisa felt that Priscilla had saved Graceland. Priscilla was the reason Graceland hadn't been sold. Lisa felt that she was indebted to Priscilla because Priscilla had made the Living Museum a success, Graceland a success. We know it's not true. We know that it's the fans that saved Graceland. We know that Graceland was never going to be sold off, that the Living Museum idea had already been thought up and was already happening before Priscilla came along. Yeah, we know this as fans because we've done our research. So Priscilla takes all credit for saving Graceland, for stopping it being broken up into little pieces, for the launching of the museum. And she also takes all credit for the fact that Priscilla takes all credit for the fact that Elvis has not been forgotten, which is bullshit. We've seen Priscilla in interviews also say to Lisa Marie, right in front of the world, to Lisa, I saved your father's memory. If it wasn't for me, your father would have been forgotten within either 6 months or 5 years. I've heard different versions. I've seen different versions. So I do think in the early years, Lisa Marie was completely hoodwinked and believed that Priscilla saved everything. The building, EPE, Elvis's legacy, Elvis's memory, everything. Priscilla has taken all credit for everything. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. The fans are the reason Elvis is remembered in the way that he did. The fans are the reason Gracelands is still there. And even Lisa Marie was a #1 defender of her father. So Lisa Marie is also a massive part of the reason Elvis's legacy has been preserved and maintained. Lisa was the #1 Elvis fan. Okay, guys? Now, we've got a lot to talk about here because I hope you've got a cup of tea, guys, because we're going to be here for a while. I want to read your comment. Now, concerning Shauna's show, concerning Riley, concerning Brigitte. With Brigitte, I like Brigitte. I think there's more to learn about Brigitte. But we must keep an open mind. We don't know all the facts. So I'm not going to say, I think this is the mistake that Shauna is making. And I'm not saying this to trash Shauna. I love Shauna. She's great. The mistake Shauna is making is that she is taking everything that Brigitte says to her as 100% gospel, 100% truth. Now, I'm not calling Brigitte a liar. What I'm trying to say is this. We do not know all the facts. We don't know what went on secretly behind the scenes with Brigitte, with Priscilla, maybe even with Riley. We don't know everything. We know the information that has been fed to us via Brigitte, via different news outlets that are giving us information. We do know there are 3 lawsuits. The original lawsuit where Brigitte feels she's owed compensation because of all the contracts signed by Priscilla that were witnessed on camera. Then there's the counter lawsuit, the elder abuse, which we do find ridiculous because there's no elder abuse with Priscilla. So this is Priscilla's way of fighting back, is get the lawyers in, high-powered lawyers. Maybe Scientology are helping her. Let's fight Brigitte all the way. Let's say that Priscilla's response to Brigitte is that she had been conned and ripped off by Brigitte and Brigitte's associates. This is Priscilla's fight back. But then within all that, you have Joel Weisschlanker, Elvis Presley Enterprises, obviously don't like Brigitte. Obviously are saying there's some wrongdoing about where these artifacts, where these Elvis possessions originated, to do with the auction, to do with GWS auction. So you've got 3 messy lawsuits. Now, I'm going to read your comments. I just want to say a little bit more. So then now, Brigitte Kruse did always say, come on, let's do a show, you and me and Shauna, you, me and Rhonda at Presley Mania. Brigitte said it to me many times. Yeah. I always said, okay. Now, Shauna reached out, made a connection with Brigitte. They've hooked up. The thing I like about what Shauna did is we finally found out when Brigitte Kruse joined Shauna's show, we finally found out Brigitte is real, which I always said she was real. To all you people out there that said Shauna, that Brigitte Kruse isn't Brigitte Kruse, that was speaking to us 5, 6, 7 times on our show. Yeah, it was her. So you were all wrong. Even Shauna said it wasn't her. Even Presley Mania, Rhonda even said it might not be her. Now, I'm not having a dig at these people. I'm trying to say that my instincts that it was Brigitte Kruse were completely correct. Yeah. And many YouTube subscribers, members told me it wasn't her. It was her. Now, I give all credit to Shauna. She reached out to Brigitte. They've become friends. Shauna wants to help Brigitte. Shauna wants to expose the wrongdoing of Priscilla. She 100%, you can tell Shauna 100% supports Brigitte. Now, I think to 100% support Brigitte is a mistake. And I'll tell you why. I think we don't know the truth. So we need to keep all our options open so that we can get to the truth. Now, I'm going to lose subscribers because of this. The people that absolutely worship Shauna are going to unsubscribe. I'm not against Shauna. I really like Shauna. I think she's got a great show. I recommend her show. I'm definitely a subscriber to her show. I love her show. But I do think that last night's show was a bit disappointing. And I'll tell you why. Because I didn't like the way Riley was being portrayed. Now, I know that there's many Elvis fans that are a bit unhappy with certain decisions Riley made. I know about that. You know, the decision to allow Riley to be buried, Priscilla to be buried at Graceland's one day. Now, we don't really know about that. That decision that was made by Riley. Riley may have a different agenda. Riley may be thinking, oh, do you know what? I'll just agree to it now. But when it actually happens, maybe we can get out of it. Maybe secretly, Riley doesn't want Priscilla buried there, but she's playing the long game. The long game. We don't know. Let's see how that unfolds. But the general gist of the show, I don't know how many of you watch Shauna's show. The general gist of the show is disapproval of Riley. Do any of you agree, before I go through all your comments, did any of you get the feeling that Riley was being bashed on Shauna's show? I'm not trying to turn people against Shauna. We're talking specifically about Riley. Yeah? Did any of you get the feeling? A lot of you, maybe many of you have not watched it. Now, remember, guys, I run Defending Elvis not to be popular, not to get loads of subscribers, not to get loads of likes, not to have loads of members. I run Defending Elvis Presley to speak my version of things, my truth. Not the truth, my truth. I know that these kind of videos can get a backlash. I'll lose subscribers, but I have to be true to myself. I have to be completely straight. I fully support Riley, Finley, and Harper. 100%. They're Elvis's grandkids. They're Lisa Marie, who we adore, children. I will always fully support Riley, Finley, and Harper. Always. It's Lisa's kids. So when I get the impression that Brigitte and Shauna are anti-Riley, I have to react. I have to. So let me just read your comments, guys. So Elizabeth, we should keep our options open. I'm just a little bit confused by what's all going on there. Yeah, to be honest with you, I was expecting on Shauna's show, I was expecting a lot of new information, secret information that we didn't know about Priscilla. I was really hoping we were going to hear some new truths so we could prove that Priscilla's wrongdoing, that there's a complete dark side to Priscilla. I was hoping that Brigitte and Shauna were going to give us some new information. I didn't really get a sense of that. There was a few things, she read out a few texts and stuff like that. But generally, there was almost nothing. Now, I can tell that Brigitte has asked Shauna to say to the YouTube channels, like me, like Defending Elvis, that we should all come together. She repeated it many times. The YouTube channels should all come together and basically defend Elvis's reputation, image, really to defend Brigitte. Yeah, by exposing Priscilla's wrongdoing, we should all come together to defend Brigitte. Really, to project us. That's the nitty gritty of it. Now, I did notice Shauna. She does ask that we all come together and we how can I say it? That the YouTube channels come together and unite. She repeated it many times. But I would love these other channels to say who we are, because Brigitte wants us to unite. Shauna wants us to unite on behalf of Brigitte, because it's Brigitte's request. Brigitte has told Shauna, please ask the YouTube channels to come together so we can expose Priscilla. Yeah? So we can hear the truth. But please say the name of our channel. I always promote Tenderly Loving Elvis. I always promote Presley Mania, Rhonda. I always promote Hidden Minds, Joe at Rare Elvis Photos. I always promote other channels. I like to say their names. I like to proudly boast that they're good channels to subscribe to. But Shauna never says the name of these other channels. I think she should. I think if Brigitte is saying to Shauna, please bring the channels together, I think Shauna should be saying the names of our channel. Okay, you want us to come together, Brigitte, Shauna, you want us to come together. What channels do you want us to come together? Is it Defending Elvis? Is it Hidden Minds? Is it Rare Elvis Photos? Is it Presley Mania? Is it, yeah? Say the names of these channels and we can unite. Because I actually think we should unite. I actually think it's a good idea of Brigitte that the channels come together and defend Elvis, defend Lisa Marie, defend the legacy of Elvis. I think it's a great idea, but come on, say the names of the channels. Brigitte, who do you want? Who do you want to unite? Shauna, who are the channels you would like to unite? That's what I say, because I like Shauna. I think she's got a great channel. I'm always disappointed that these channels don't say the names of the other YouTube channels that they like. I'm always disappointed by that. I'm called Defending Elvis Presley. Yeah, everyone knows my channel. Yeah, let's talk about each other's channel in a positive way. I think that is a kind thing for other YouTube channels to do. Right. Anyway, so Dan, Brigitte made a comment about Riley educate and not being too smart, and that's all I need to hear. My personal opinion is Brigitte is in it for herself. Be cautious. Now, thank you, Dan. Obviously, that comment is giving the impression. I know I did see this section, Dan. I think the section is sort of saying that Riley is how can I say it, is out of her depth, in over her head. That's what it's sort of saying. And I agree, it's not a very nice way to describe Riley. I agree. Nancy, we know Priscilla can be shifty. Brigitte might seem nice, but you don't know the whole story, and certain YouTubers might not want to come together. They don't want to get sued. Yeah, Nancy, I do agree. Even Riley, I do agree. Everyone is fearful of being sued by Priscilla because she's powerful. She's powerful. Yeah, she's got big lawyers in her hands. But the basis of my live stream now is that we are going to support Riley, Finley, Harper, Elvis's grandkids, Lisa's kids. We're going to do it. Now, do I think that Riley, Finley, and Harper are going to make mistakes? Yeah, probably. When they, the twins, when they get older. Riley, yeah, she's a young lady in her 30s, isn't she? She's going to make mistakes, but we still have to support her as fans, as we support the bloodline. So the general gist I got from Shauna's show was I think she needs to keep more of an open mind on Brigitte. Now, I'm not trying to bash Brigitte. I like Brigitte. I'm hoping that everything Brigitte is telling us is truth and correct, and things will work out for Brigitte. We want Brigitte to win, but you must keep an open mind in case there was any wrongdoing between Priscilla and Brigitte. We have to keep an open mind. We don't know the facts. These people are not our friends. I'm not friends with Brigitte. I like her. She comes across lovely. She wants to be called Brigitte. I keep getting told off for calling her Brigitte. Brigitte, yeah? How we say her name is irrelevant, yeah? The point is we need to be more trying to get to the truth rather than just supporting Brigitte 100% because she doesn't like Priscilla. Brigitte feels betrayed doesn't she? Brigitte feels betrayed by Priscilla because Priscilla changed her mind on the contracts. Brigitte is going through hell. We know that. But that doesn't mean we have to believe and accept everything Brigitte says. And this is the mistake that I think Shauna is making, that she needs to keep an open mind. We don't know the truth. Now, I understand Shauna wants to support Brigitte. I want to support Brigitte, but we also want the truth. We want to know all the facts before we, as fans, as Elvis fans, completely make up our minds on what the truth is. Now, you know, you can go through the comments on Shauna's show and you'll have many people that agree with every word she says. Yeah, no offense to them, but we do have to use our own intelligence to go through the comments and just decide, right, hang on a minute. Has there been wrongdoing? Is there more to this? I think we can't just be agreeing with everything a YouTube channel says. I wouldn't expect you guys here to agree with everything I say. I would expect you guys here to disagree with me if you feel that what I'm saying is unfair, wrong. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go through the comments now. I just want you guys to know that I do support Shauna. I do like Brigitte, but that doesn't mean I agree with everything Shauna says. Doesn't mean I agree with everything Brigitte says. We need to know all the facts. Many of you here love Shauna. That doesn't mean everything she says is correct. I don't like Riley being bashed. I don't like it. I do not like people being negative about Riley. Now, that doesn't mean I agree with everything Riley has done. I do think there's been things that Riley has done that the fans are not happy about. I completely know that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go against her. I'm not going to go against Riley. Yeah, she is Lisa's kids. So is Finley and Harper. She is Elvis's grandkids. Elvis would want us to support his grandkids. He would want us to support Lisa's children. So we are there for Riley and Finley and Harper. So when I see another Elvis channel bashing Riley, I don't like it. I do not like it. I can't lie to you guys. And that doesn't mean I dislike Shauna. I love Shauna. Shauna has a fantastic channel. But I was a little bit taken aback by the way that Riley was being spoken about. And I do think Shauna is being too supportive without knowing all the facts when it comes to Brigitte. But I like Brigitte. I like Brigitte. I really want things to go well for Brigitte. I want Brigitte to come out of this lawsuit winning against Priscilla. But we do need to know all the facts. Anyway, I know this is going to upset a few people. I'm not stupid. I don't care. I will speak my truth. Right. So let's just go through the comments. We're going to go backwards. Otherwise, we're going to not have enough time. So Emily, I know what you mean. Email was given out last night to ask Brigitte the question. Yeah. And I think that's a good idea. I've seen the email that was given out. So that Brigitte is going to set up a YouTube channel so that you guys can ask questions. That's great. I agree with that. I think that's a great idea. I fully support the idea. Yeah, so Karen says they're just taking Brigitte's word as the truth on everything. And that is the mistake. That is, Karen, I agree with you. That is the mistake. Yeah, so Tonya, I think, Tonya, you were on the show last night. Is that right, Tonya? You were there last night. What was your feelings? I'm just going to warm up my tea. Tonya, could you just answer me? What were your feelings about the show last night, Shauna's show concerning Riley? I'm just going to warm my tea up, guys. Okay, guys, got my tea. Right, let's go back. Right. Oh, Tanya, are you not there? I was half expecting. Let me just have a look. Right, Debbie. Right, okay. All right, you fell asleep. Okay, sorry, Tanya. So Nancy, you've got to be careful what's going on with Brigitte. I would let the courts take care of it if she's got all the contracts and proof and she don't have to worry. Yeah, look, I do support Brigitte in the court case. I actually think Brigitte is going to expose some wrongdoing with Priscilla. I also think Brigitte is, the truth is Priscilla did change her mind. And that is wrong. You change your mind on contracts, you're in the wrong. So I do support the outcome of the court case. I'm not against Brigitte. I'm against the Riley bashing. That's the bit I don't like. Yeah. So I'm not against Brigitte either, but either this will all lead up to the YouTube channel that she's putting out there. Yeah. If it happens, but it should do. Right. Let's have a look. Emily, Shauna gave it out, but I think it's Brigitte. Okay, let me just keep going through. Yeah, so yeah, Shauna on her show does say the email to send. I think it's a great idea. Send loads of questions to Brigitte and Shauna's new email address, and she's going to ask the questions. I think that's a good idea. Let's just have a look. Just recently on Facebook, I saw legal documents with Bridgette's name and signature acting on behalf of Presley to be buried at Graceland. I was very wary of Brigitte. Yeah, do you know what, Emily? I've seen them as well. Okay, I've seen them as well. So this is why we keep an open mind. I hope Priscilla isn't doing a film with Mel. Sorry, let me just go. I like Riley. I think there's going to be a book that she's going to be part writing and going to come out after Priscilla passes. Yeah, and I think she's doing, as far as I know, she's doing a bit of a documentary as well, isn't she, with Elvis, about her grandfather. Priscilla is doing an event with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover this weekend. Laugh at love. Yeah, come on. Priscilla needs money. She's out there doing these events to make money. Dan, Brigitte made a comment about Riley uneducated. Yeah, I've seen the comment. I didn't like it. Dan, I didn't like it. Right. So Elizabeth, there was a couple of little bits of new information, but much less than I was expecting. Guys, it's a very long show. It's 2 hours, so it takes a while to absorb. You know, there's a lot of chit chat. In between all the chit chat, there is a little bit of new information. Hardly any, I would say. So you've got to be careful what you say with what Brigitte's saying, because if she's going to certain things, the YouTubers could be sued. Okay, Nancy. Right. Disconnected from the fans. There's a few sticking up for right. A little bit. Debbie saying she was disconnected from the fans. There's a few sticking up for Riley. No, I did notice there was people sticking up for Riley. I have gone through the comments. Now, look, I'm not trying to say that Riley has done everything perfect. I won't do that. I do think mistakes have been made, but I still say we support Riley. She's Elvis's granddaughter. She's Lisa's kid. This is what I'm saying. Of course, Riley's going to make mistakes. She's a human being. She's going to make mistakes. We still have to be there for her. I agree. We should keep all the options open. Just a little bit confused. Yeah, that's Elizabeth. Yeah, Emily, I believe there's wrongdoing on both sides. I think that as well. I don't think that no one's squeaky clean here. There's wrongdoing. Of course, we side with Brigitte because we want Brigitte to win over Priscilla, don't we? We're not on Priscilla's side. We want Priscilla to lose. Yeah. So I'm not supporting Priscilla here. I'm supporting Brigitte, but I also want Riley to be treated right. This is why we're doing this live stream, guys. because I defend Riley. I defend the bloodline. We're called Defending Elvis. We defend the bloodline. That includes Riley, Finley, and Harper. We don't pick and choose who is Elvis's bloodline. We support Elvis, Lisa, and the bloodline. That's what we do here. We defend Elvis. So this is what I'm doing now. I'm defending Riley. Yeah. Do I think Riley has made some mistakes? Yeah, I do. I still defend her. So Tonya, the love of money is the root of evil. It's heart's desire for the money. Yes, and this is why we have to be careful with Priscilla and Brigitte, because ultimately they are business women that were trying to make money. How long did Brigitte know Priscilla before she starts to try to help her? It's a great question. They were very close. Brigitte classed Priscilla like a mother figure. Brigitte and Priscilla fully trusted each other, 100%. Brigitte tried to help Priscilla. Priscilla was in financial problems. Yeah. So Brigitte went out of her way, spending thousands of hours to try and help Priscilla. That happened. Yeah. I believe that. Priscilla had problems, financial problems, even facing a possibility of a massive tax bill. So Brigitte did try to help Priscilla. That is a fact. But we don't know how many years their friendship was and what went on before they set up these companies to help Priscilla. This is why we have to keep an open mind. But we should also realize that we don't know all the facts and personal stuff that Riley is going through. We must have an open. Yes. Now, we're giving the impression by Riley that Priscilla and Riley get on well. Come on, they don't. Come on, we know. Behind the scenes, Priscilla and Riley are fighting like cats and dogs. We know this. It's obvious. You can't go through everything that's happened from Priscilla contesting Lisa Marie's wishes on who would inherit Graceland. You can't go through that without having a lot of arguments. Yeah, they've been arguing a lot, guys. It was all smoothed over, but they've been arguing a lot. So Louis, Riley has a lot to deal with and was thrown into this when Lisa passed, and no one should have anything negative to say about. I don't think that is right to say that in the way that, of course, we're Elvis fans. We're entitled to our opinions. Of course we are. Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is. Yeah. But I will agree with one thing that Dan has said, that Riley has gone through hell. She lost her mum and her brother. She's had this horrible situation where she's got to almost go into litigation, lawsuits with her own grandmother. And she's got to face the mess of inheriting Gracelands. And guys, when Elvis Presley Enterprises was sold off by, way back 2005, whatever it was, we don't really know the power that Riley actually has, because the impression I get is that Riley doesn't actually have that much power, because it was all sold. Even Graceland's rented to EPE. Joel Weishanker and his little team, and there's I can't remember the name of the company. It's AWG. I can't remember the name of it. I think Shauna might have mentioned it. They have all the power. Riley does own the building. Yeah, on behalf of her sisters, half sisters, Finley and Harper. But power-wise, Riley doesn't have much. Yeah, Priscilla has lost all her power. Priscilla's gone. Forget Priscilla. She's out the door. Yeah. But yes, what Dan said is correct. Riley has gone through hell. Yeah. She's going through a minefield trying to get through this. It's a mess. Yeah. Let me just see if there's any more comments up here. Then I'll come back to the recent comments. So, okay. Okay, guys. Right. So let me catch up with the comments. There's 30 of you watching. Good morning to you guys. Quite a serious live stream. Now, not a live stream that I really wanted to make, to be honest with you, because how can I explain it to you guys? I'm a big supporter of Shauna's show. I love her show. I love Shauna. I think she's great. But I can't just sit back and watch Riley be bad-mouthed and just shut my mouth. Can't do it. I'm gonna have to say no. We defend Elvis, Lisa Marie, Finley, Harper, Riley. We're gonna do it, guys. So my advice to Shauna, and she'll probably tell me it's none of my business, is let's keep an open mind. I also am going to add, I do support Brigitte. I do, but we don't know all the facts. So let's keep an eye on things. I want Brigitte to win. I do, but we still have to do things carefully. Yeah. So we have to keep an open mind. Let's have a look. I'm a little confused. I don't watch the lady. What Riley being bashed is about Brigitte court case. Now, if you go through, if you watch the show, you'll see that some of the subscribers of Shauna were trying to defend Riley. One of them was called E-Girl. So E-Girl does join our show sometimes. She was defending Riley quite a lot. Dan here on our show now is a big supporter of Riley, feels very sorry for Riley, think Riley's been very unfairly treated. So I respect Dan's comments. Let's have a look. I do believe exposing the grandchild should happen. Can you imagine what will happen to him once the world finds out the child's life will never be his own? I understand that, Emily, but it's going to happen, isn't it? Emily, it's going to happen. Yeah. So to be honest with you, everyone feels like they know who it is already, don't they? Now, you know, I'm still up in the air. We don't know if it's true. I think it's a good chance it's true that it's one of Lisa's eggs that was donated. Lisa would have done that with a loving heart. I agree, it's none of our business, and the child will become one of the most famous people in the world if it's confirmed as true. Celebrity and all that. You know, don't forget, this child is the son of a very, very famous person, if it's this child. So, yes, it's inevitable, Emily. Priscilla did a short interview and said, look, I miss my daughter every day. I knew when her son died, she wouldn't be here with us anymore. Fully agree. If the grandchild or great-grandchild, don't know. So, you know, many of you do believe that it is. Some of you think that it's all rubbish. I'm leaning towards that it's true. Why is Riley being bashed? Leave her alone. She lost 2 loved ones and given the job where the entire world watches her everyday move. Yeah, I get it, Emily. I just think that the well-known Elvis channels, this is Louis defending Elvis, should support Riley, Finley, and Harper. Now, I've heard many people bashing Riley. I've heard other channels bashing Riley. I don't choose to be that channel. I choose to support the whole family, meaning Elvis's bloodline. Yeah. So basically, Gladys, Vernon, Elvis, Lisa, Riley, Finney, Harper, Benjamin. I support the bloodline. Yeah. Always. And Elvis would want that. Elvis would want the fans to look out for his grandkids. So would Lisa. Lisa would want the fans to look out for her kids. I do that. I'm not going to pick and choose. Will the kids make mistakes? Yeah, they're going to. They're human. Now, I don't want to fall out with any other YouTube channels, but you know me, guys. I will speak my mind about other YouTube channels if I don't agree with what they're doing. I will just speak my mind because I have to be truthful to me. I know I'm going to lose subscribers. I know it. I still will be truthful to me. Remember, I'm not here to make money. I'm not here for money. I'm here to defend Elvis Presley. I have a debt to Elvis. He saved my life. It's a long story. And I will pay back that debt by fully supporting Elvis and his bloodline and Lisa and her kids. Yeah. Whoever I fall out of, I don't care. I've fallen out of loads of people, guys. Yeah. I don't care. I'm standing my ground. I will be my truth. Yeah. So let's have a look. I'm interested in the grandchild, but not to out them out that it makes sense. Just the truth. Yeah, we want the truth, don't we? We want the truth. Rosalind, there should be a problem with Nonna. Stop being so chummy with her. Her inheritance will suffer if Priscilla is buried in the Mediterranean. Right, okay, Rosalind. So let me just speak to Rosalind. I think. Hi, Rosalind. Riley should have a problem with Nana and stop being so chummy with her. Look, I understand your comment, Rosalind. I completely understand it. There are thousands and thousands of fans that are disappointed with the friendship between Riley and her grandmother. Yeah, but we have to remember they are related. That is her grandmum. That is the mother of her mother. Come on, we've all got families. We've all had fallouts with granddad, uncle, auntie, brother, sister, cousins. We've all had it. But when it really comes down to it, they are family, and you fall out for a while, then you make up, you fall out, make up. But ultimately, when it comes to the crunch, it's family, and you end up making up. I fell out with my dad for many years because my dad was quite a violent man. But I made up with him. I made up with my dad because it's my dad. Yeah. And so my point is, we have to remember, Rosalind, for you, we have to remember it's her gran. It's her gran. No matter what happens, money this, money that, it's her gran. So you call it being chummy with her, it's her gran. Now, do I agree with Riley? Riley, at the moment, she likes to give off the image that everything is fine between Riley and Priscilla. Come on, we know that it isn't. We know that it isn't. Yeah. The other thing is this. You have to remember that Priscilla is a very powerful person. So she has powerful lawyers. So Riley has to be careful. Now, the book From Here to the Great Unknown, that book definitely says some negative stuff about Priscilla, doesn't it? Riley finished the book. Riley didn't have to finish the book. Riley could have left the book, the tapes, the so-called 16 tapes. Riley could have just left them in a box and said, I'll do it in 5 years. She didn't. She finished that book, From Here to the Great Unknown, as quick as she could. She took a lot of time doing it. She then went on a world tour, yeah, to promote the book. In that book, it exposed the wrongdoing of Priscilla, the wrongdoing of Michael Edwards, and many other things. Riley did that. Riley finished the book. She then went around the world promoting the book. That book had some pretty nasty things in it about Priscilla. So that doesn't show that Riley is kissing Priscilla's ass. Doesn't show it at all. We know, really, secretly, that Priscilla is very upset with the book From Here to the Great Unknown, thinks it shouldn't have been made. I'm telling you, in my opinion, Priscilla is very unhappy that book was made. Priscilla was kept out of that book. Riley was determined to finish that book without Priscilla. We all know that Riley removed Priscilla's face from the book cover. That speaks volumes. Riley is not allowed to talk about the sexual abuse allegations in these interviews because she could get in serious trouble. She could face a very serious lawsuit. So you got to go by actions. Did Riley finish Lisa's book? Yes. Did she promote it around the world? Yes. Did she include the wrongdoing of Priscilla? Yes. Did she include the wrongdoing of Michael Edwards? Yes. Did she then go around the world promoting it? She can't talk about it on these interviews. So Rosalind, you know I love you. You're one of my favorite subscribers. But I don't agree with that comment that stop being chummy with Nana. No, it's a grandma. It's a grandmum. She's going to be chummy with her grandmother. She's family. Now, I wish they weren't, but she's going to because she's family. I ask all of you here, are you friends with your uncles, your aunties, your grands, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins? In the end, you are. You fall out, you make up. It's no different. Remember, these are human beings, just normal families. No disrespect, Rosalind, but that is how I feel. The grief is bad enough, but having to deal with mum, brother in a short pace of time. Yeah, Debbie, what Riley has gone through is unbelievable. What the twins, Philly and Harper, have gone through, it's unbelievable. They've lost their mum and their brother. Horrific. Grief is bad enough, innit? Grief is bad enough, but having to deal with mum and brother in a short, it's just, if Lisa and Riley donated her egg, it's not Brigitte's right to name the child. Lisa has made it public knowledge, so she should leave. Yeah, but Emily, Brigitte has never named the child. Brigitte has never named the child. She just has made it clear that she believes, she's made it obvious that in her mind, she thinks there is a secret grandchild. Yeah, so I agree that Brigitte bringing that up, you know, it's going to get a massive reaction, isn't it? It's going to get a massive reaction. I understand. Yeah, should she have brought it up? Should she be the one that's telling the world about it? You have a good point, Emily. You have a good point. So, Rosalind, Brigitte is our only hope to bring Priscilla down. Now, remember, I want Brigitte to win. Rosalind, I want Brigitte to beat Priscilla. I think Priscilla's out of order. I think that there's some serious wrongdoing from Priscilla. I've been saying it every day for the last year. I massively expose Priscilla's wrongdoing. Yeah, so there's not 1 ounce of me that doesn't want, all of me, 100% of me wants Brigitte to win. 100%. But that doesn't mean we bash Riley. It doesn't mean we bash Riley. That's the difference. That's the difference. Let's have a look. Would you not think that the people involved would do a blood test to stop the rumors if it's not true? I think this is all going to come out, Karen, isn't it? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm leaning towards thinking it's true, but we don't know, do we? Emily says, yes, I agree, but not at Riley's expense. Come on, guys. Are we really going to turn on Elvis's grandkids? Are we really going to turn on Lisa's kids? We love Lisa. We love Elvis. Are we going to turn on the kids because they make some mistakes because they're too friendly with their grandmother? No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm sorry. Elvis wouldn't want it. Lisa wouldn't want it. I find it weird that she wants to be buried at Graceland. She shouldn't wait to get away from that place quick enough. Priscilla should have just stayed married to Elvis, and as you act as if you were married. Now, I 100% do not think Priscilla should be buried in the meditation garden. Priscilla lost the right to be buried in the meditation garden in 1971 when she was secretly shagging Mike Stone. It was game over. Boom, gone. You ain't never getting buried next to Elvis. So remember, I am completely against it. Now, we don't really know Riley's true feelings about, I've seen a few little interviews here and there. Riley gives the impression that, you know, if Nana wants to be buried there, it's up to her. I've seen all the bits. That is disappointing. You know, if Riley feels that she should be buried there, or she has the right to be buried there, or that that is disappointing. But that doesn't mean I'm going to turn against Riley. I'm not going to turn against her. I'd rather she didn't, but I won't turn against her. Karen, do you think that people involved are scared to get blood tests done? The total truth coming out. Yeah, so we don't really know how it's all going to turn out, guys. You know, this whole situation is very messy. I was hoping to, after watching the show, of Shauna's show, I was hoping that we were going to learn a lot more secret stuff. It was very built up. We were expected to find out quite a lot of secrets from Brigitte Kruse. In the end, we didn't really, did we? Not really. Brigitte has got this big idea of uniting the YouTube channels to help her cause. Now, yeah, we want to help Brigitte. We do want to help Brigitte, but only with the truth. Only with the truth. This is the bit. We need to get to the truth. I add, guys, I like Brigitte. I want Brigitte to win. I like Shauna. She's got a brilliant channel. I don't agree with some of the things she said on her show to do with Riley. I think we need to show support for Riley as Elvis's grandchild and as Lisa's child. I think we do. So that's just how I feel, guys. Thanks, Dan. So Riley has so much to deal with taking on this state and everything else. I wouldn't like to be in that position. There will always be someone saying that she made a mistake and not doing a good job. Yeah. Look, I'm not stupid. I know that there's quite a lot of fans that are anti-Riley. There's a lot of fans that think we should only support Elvis and Lisa. Loads. I've fallen out with loads of people because I stand by Riley. Yeah. Loads of people. A lot of the people that go around the channels calling me names are because I say that we shouldn't just support Elvis and Lisa, that we should support Elvis, Lisa, and the grandkids. I know it, guys. Half the people on Shauna's show will be people that don't really like Riley. Yeah. I mean that with respect. But with me, I don't have a choice. It's Elvis's grandchild. It's Lisa's child. I'm going to support her. She's going to make mistakes. I'm going to lose subscribers. Yeah. I know it. Yeah. I don't care. I won't bullshit you guys. I will always speak my truth. I will always have my way of defending Elvis. We're called defending Elvis. To me, if you're defending Elvis, you are defending his bloodline. It has to be that, guys. So, but just as a general overlook here, I still support Brigitte on her lawsuit. I want Brigitte to win. I love Shauna's channel. But if you're gonna do a video and say things that cause a reaction, because I've had quite a few messages from people on my messenger upset that Riley was bashed. I can't just ignore it. Rosalind. I am not against Riley, but I think she is disconnected with Elvis and his legacy. So in some ways, I agree with you, Rosalind, but in other ways, I don't. Yeah. If you watch all of the interviews that Riley has given, especially in the last 3 or 4 months, she speaks very beautifully of her mother, of Elvis. So, Louis, you'll never lose me as a subscriber. Oh, thanks, Emily. Elvis and Lisa, Riley and the twins. Yeah, we defend all of them. Guys, come on. We do get a backlash. I laugh about it. I joke about it. We get a backlash because if we disagree with people, suddenly they throw their toy out of the pram and they all hate us. Come on, guys. We're used to it. If I was going to create a channel that was just about agreeing with everyone, do you know what I mean? I'd feel so silly. I would feel so silly if I spent all my days agreeing with everyone else's opinions. I would literally feel stupid. Brigitte better really be careful about saying about that child. He probably never heard it. Now he's being nice. Let's go. But if she don't stop, he's going to destroy her. Well, that's Nancy. We don't know how it's going to turn out. Nancy, I love you. We don't know how it's going to turn out. We don't know. It is a scary lawsuit. A very expensive, scary lawsuit. Big time. Yeah. Who knows how it's all going to turn out? Who knows? I don't agree. Got to give her more credit. She does have her own family and life to live. Oh, I agree with that. She has her own family and life to live. She does. I agree. Remember, I 100% support Brigitte. Riley. 100%. Anyway, guys, I got to go. But what I'm going to do, I'm jumping over to Elvis Presley fan on Keough right now. So if any of you here want to join me over there, I'm going there now. Yeah, we are going to do Elvis over there. So if any of you want to come over. Oh, thanks, Lorna. Don't worry, I'll see the numbers reduce. So guys, I'll meet you on Elvis Presley fan on Keough in 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I'm going to be over on the other channel. 5 minutes, Elvis Presley fan on Keough. Thanks to everyone here. Thanks to everyone for joining me. I didn't mean to upset anyone. I want Shauna to know I still love her. I support her channel. I want Brigitte to win, but I also support Riley. 100%. Okay, guys, I'll see you over there. Elvis Presley fan on Keough. Please come over. I'll be there in 5 minutes.